It's always great to have a job, plain and simple, at this age. And, I'm very thankful and fortunate for the opportunity to yet again, be a part of a team and try to help the organization the best that I can and help grow, and develop the young guys, and just to be an extension to the coaches and their philosophies.
You were a broadcaster in the summer league. What did you take away from the Hawks?
A lot. Oh, from the Hawks. It was just at that time I wasn't a part of anybody. I was just kind of searching for a job in general. But high energy, from what I remember. Together group, a very close knit, and that's something when you've only been together for a couple of weeks, you tend not to see that. And when you see guys enjoying each other's company, having fun together at an early start like that in the beginning, that's always a positive note, because now you just continue to build a block, to build upon that, and they're working out together now. And once you get to training camp, it's familiarity, and everybody enjoys being in each other's presence. It's a rarity, believe it or not.
Vince, you're quite knowledgeable on dunks and dunking. What are your thoughts on John Collins, and do you see yourself, kind of mentoring him especially?
I'm definitely gonna make my rounds to everyone, but definitely just give him just some things to think about, utilizing his athletic ability. Definitely watching him in summer league and seeing him in the African out in South Africa playing in the games. I was watching a little bit, so just getting just to seeing what for me, it's just the first week or so is just kind of learning guys and getting to understand me and them seeing how annoying I can be, but in a good way. I'm gonna just stay in their ear, and that's what it's all about. Just at least at any time throughout the year, whether it's practice, games, any situation, they have me to fall back on, or I'll just come up to them and kind of just help them out any way I can. So he isn't any different than any other player at that.
Have you been able to talk to any of the young guys yet?
I'm literally just getting here. But I plan on it.
Vince, in today's day and age, a lot of veterans are chasing rings and going out there just signing with teams, to try to get that championship. What was it about this opportunity that attracted you to it, as opposed to going to try to be a guy on like the Warriors or something like that?
To just sit on the end of the bench, I just can't do that. That's just not who I am. I guess I've been around long enough, and what's ingrained in me and what's been instilled in me is just not my thing. Opportunity here for me was to play and help a young group of guys that's heading in the right direction, and a lot of off the court things for me that I'm interested in. Obviously, broadcasting is something I'm extremely interested in, and I've done some work with Turner before, but I've done work with a lot of different companies, so it's just an opportunity of more practice than anything. In basketball, it's close to home for me and my family. As I'm in the twilight of my basketball career, it's just an opportunity for family to get to see that. And those are things that are important to me, more so than what people feel should be important for me, if you would. And I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy playing the game. I think if me just sitting there on a bench, whether it's championship team or not being a part of it, and I don't feel like I can contribute. I feel like I still have something to contribute. I just wilt away mentally. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I enjoy the game that much. And yes, it could be a limited role. It is what it is. But being on the court, being able to lead by example is something I enjoy doing, and this is an opportunity that was given to me to do so.
As you look at the numbers of guys that have played up into their 40s,
I try not to.
But I can't imagine you wouldn't be at least thinking about Robert Parrish and Kareem and all these guys. But then again, maybe this is the last season.
It's all off of feel, honestly. Every year, I kind of gauge it off of how I feel at the end of the year. And I tell you, the problem is I feel pretty darn good at the end of every year because I think it's because of I put so much work into, and I know playing this game, and the media and fans and people can be cruel. Like, it's like, you're older, you're playing against guys half your age, you shouldn't be out here. But then for me, that is my goal, to prove that I'm able to do that. and I put a lot of work in on mentally as well as physically, just preparing myself. And I think because of the work that I do throughout the year and what I have to do to be able to play at this level, I get to the end of the year and I feel better than ever. So like at the end of last year, yes, we were done at the regular season, but I was like, I can play a couple more months, you know. So it's just how it goes, and I think that's how I play it mentally. You know, I still love the game, and you know, sometimes I just like, you know, I guess, I mean, 21 years is 20 years at the time. It's like long enough, I guess. I don't know, but I continue to work, and I'm able to put the work in, and I still love to come to work and help these guys and do what I do. You know, I just can't imagine not doing it right now. And I think that's kind of the situation I deal with each and every day. You know, I say, okay, I think this is going to be it. Then I'm like, no, for what? I can still play. You know, and then some days I'm like, yeah, right. I'm never going to stop until I can't do it. You know, I don't know. So I fight with that. The biggest challenge, I think, for me in these last few years is just the off season. Off season, and I don't like to. I will never disrespect the game of basketball. It's been too good to me as far as the opportunities. So the days that I refuse to work out and put the work in to be prepared for the season is when I definitely will walk away. But now it's getting closer. I mean, we have a love-hate relationship, believe me.
It's getting closer. But
it is closer, yeah.
But you look at it's your career. I mean, we had Vinsanity, then we went into you went into a middle career, and now you're at the end. You're not really at the end. You're sort of at the end. But what's it like?
Still
some guys have a 5-year era, so it's still Vinsanity.
Yeah, I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
You know, my approach is still the same. My work ethic, my ability to play the game is still the same. Obviously, it's just limited. You just don't get to see it as much. But it's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
You said in interviews before that you felt like you had one more year left. It doesn't sound like that is still the case.
That's the fight. Remember I said it's the roller coaster. Like you asked me in about 2 months, I'm like, yeah, I got another year for it. You know, so I don't know. I just, you know, I just play it by ear, to be honest with you. I think at the end of the day, once the season starts out, that's probably would be my final answer. I'm just going to play it by ear and go from there. It's just, you know, I don't have anything to prove other than my dedication to the game, my love for the game, and I think that's what it is. I enjoy it. Like I walk in here more so than anything. It's like, yeah, it's not a new uniform. It's like back in the gym, getting ready to go back to work again. That's just kind of that's not out of me yet. You know, I have a lot of peers, friends that have played this game. I say, hey man, there's some opportunities out there that's like they shouldn't call me then because it's out of them. It hasn't run through me yet.
What are your thoughts on the young roster, being able to kind of come in as a mentor for a team with a lot of young, high-profile players, and Trey Young and John Collins?
That's what it's all about, man. Just you know, sharpening the minds and opening new ideas and opportunities for them, and you know, that's what it is. You know, the time we get together, we're gonna get to work, and I'm just gonna put ideas and just be tough on them and just, you know, get them ready, do the best I can. You know, that's what I ask of the fans, is to have patience but yet be excited, because the makeup and the makeover of what this organization is trying to do is positive. It's in the right direction. You know, I think, you know, we're coming from a world right now. It's like we want it right now. We want it right now. In reality, sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. But you're looking at potential. The potential is there. They're trying to put the pieces together. And you know, my job is come in. It's like, yeah, I might not be here a couple of years, but if I can help lay some foundation and some ideas for these guys to to develop a work ethic and the habits to become professionals and lead them in the right direction, that's what I'm gonna do.
Have you thought about the line of being the veteran player with things to bestow upon the younger guys, but not being the guy that's too preachy and having them tune you out?
They don't have a choice. They're all season. You got to deal with it. You know, but no, I mean, I just, you know, my approach is I just take the time to learn who they are and how to, you know, everybody's different. You know, you got to learn how to talk to, approach guys, blah, blah, blah. You know, I want them to really come at me and say, hey, talk to me, teach me. And once they get to learn who I am and what I'm about and see that I'm approachable, we'll go from there.
Besides Atlanta, were there any other suitors for you? And if so, why Atlanta?
Well, we talked about it at the beginning. It's a bunch of opportunities. I mean, it's an opportunity for me on and off on the court as well as off the court, and it's just something I want to take advantage of. You know, I have a fear, believe it or not, I have a fear of when it's over, whenever that is. not being prepared for the next phase. I can't say phase 2 because I think I've passed all these phases. I don't know what do you consider the next phase, but I just want to make sure I'm prepared. It's just who I've been. It's like, so now that I'm, you know, nearing the end, whatever that is, I want to make sure when that door is closed and I leave my basketball shoes in the gym or wherever I choose to leave them, I'm ready for the next phase.
So when you're not playing, are you planning on doing TV work at Turner? Has that been
I just
discussed?
be around. No, it's not even that. No, I mean, my focus is still basketball. It's just you can still gain knowledge by just being around. You can still gain knowledge by asking questions, and that's what I want the young guys to your question, excuse me, is that to not be afraid to ask questions, not be afraid to, you know, sit down and have those conversations to gain knowledge. And that's just kind of how I started as a basketball player. You know, I wanted to be the best player possible, so I had to ask questions and put the work in. This isn't anything different, that's all.
If you came across a player who's like not even a rookie, like 25, 27 years old, and he says, I want to play till I'm 40, what would you tell him about that process?
I'd help them develop their process. You know, I wouldn't say, here, follow my blueprint, because my blueprint might not work for that person, but, you know, it's all about teaching guys how to figure out their path and get to their goal. You know, once you create a goal or come up with a goal, now how do we reach that? And that's kind of what's missing for young guys, or they're just not. No, maybe just one thing I can tell them, like, yeah, okay, and then they start to ask those questions. They start to work towards that, and you know, that's what I want to help. Just open their eyes and ears and their mentality, really.
What is it about the Atlanta Hawks that is or could be different than any of your previous stops? Is there anything that sticks out to you that you may want to achieve during this stop that maybe you didn't get a chance to in any of the others?
No, it's the same thing. I want to make the organization better. I want to make the team better. I want to do my job, and that doesn't change. Each and every year, that's what I want to accomplish. When I come here, I want to put who I am on this team, on and off the court, and you know, and this was the next opportunity. You know, some teams like, oh, thank you, we appreciate it, but you know, we're trying to do something else, which is fine. I just want the opportunity, and I've been given the opportunity here.
Do you have any thoughts on the renovations that have been recently made to the arena? And
I haven't seen it. I mean, I think it's like, there again, it goes on what I was saying about the makeover. I mean, that's the organization is trying to bring in fresh faces, you know, young talent, older veterans to help the young talent. A nice facility, a makeover of the arena. Everything is moving forward, and that's what, you know, for fans the diehard fans, they need to understand is like that the big picture is you're trying to get better. You're trying to get to the mountaintop where the team used to be. So yeah, you have to take steps, and sometimes we want to skip to get to the end of the story, but won't take the time to get to the meat and potatoes of it. And this is it. This is that part, like developing these guys to get to hopefully the promised land at some point.
Vince, a lot of cats in the sneaker realm have been itching for the last few years for the Nike Boings to come back.
Me too.
Are you forward? Is that something you have to say
definitely.
something?
I mean, yeah. Every time I get an opportunity, I see a Nike rep. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. Show me some love. And see, that's when I hate to say this right now, but that's when I was like, yo, this is my last year, man. We gotta break them out. You know, I do whatever I can do for the fans. So, but no, that's something been talked about, and you know, it's up to them, of course. But I'm like, man, this will be a hit, man. My last year, this, that, and the fourth. It's not. I'm just saying. I gotta do what I gotta do to get what I need to get out there. So don't quote me on
I
that.
got
But
you.
but no. So they're like, yeah, we'll consider it. So
Is it a chance we'll see you wearing them this season?
that's what I was about to say. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So maybe not. That's all I got.
Who is Vince Carter? You'll be wearing number 15.
Huh?
You will have number
Yes.
15.
Yes.
Because if Carmelo had come, what would you have? If he'd stuck around, what would you guys have done about that?
It goes to go by years, doesn't it? No, I don't know. Maybe if he's here, I'm not here.
Did you talk to him at all about the Hawks? I mean, did that
Talk to
Carmelo?
I wasn't a part of the team yet.
I know. But since you've signed, I didn't know if you'd had any conversation. Okay.
No.
All right. Sorry.
Who's Vince Carter, the basketball player?
The guys you see you've seen over the years, really. You know, just passionate about the game. I have a coach's mentality, but I don't want to coach. It's the weirdest thing. Like I said, I love playing, and I love helping to develop guys within reason. You know, I don't want to be that one that's nagging, but I want to get to a point where a guy's on the court and like, what you see there? How can I accomplish this goal of that moment or whatever, you know? and that's what you'll see, and that's what you're going to see. I mean, I just love to play, man. I have a young guy's mentality with a 41-year-old body.
Have you had a chance to talk with Coach Pierce yet?
Oh yeah, I talked to him in the summer, and it's just funny, just in general, because I've known him, seen him around, a lot of respect for a lot of years, and a funny general conversation turned into this later on, and I was just texting him earlier. We talked back and forth, so it's funny, like we're close to the same age. It's just weird.
I know you
totally
said you just got here, but there are any of the younger guys that you're looking forward to playing with, or
all of them, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just looking forward to talking with the guys. Torian reached out to me, and I talked to Justin earlier, some of the guys. So I mean, I've had some battles with them, so I enjoy just being around, and hopefully the guys are excited to have me around for whatever reason, whatever personal reason they want, just to help them develop. Like I said, I just want to just give them just things to think about at the end of the day, and when you give guys different things to think about, now they can start developing who they want to become, or learn how to become who they want to become.
Is it weird for you personally that you could be their fathers? The age difference.
Yeah. For the last couple of years, it's been a little weird because the previous team, there was a couple of guys who were like 2 months old when I was drafted, and all of this stuff. And it's like, man, I can get that.
Do you
I would never say that to them, but I think they get it.
Do you like hang with them like after games and stuff? Like, how does that? Because like,
I don't know. It just depends. I mean, sometimes like we can do dinners or something like that, but like
no clubs.
They're not old enough to go there. You're forgetting about that. I go to jail for bringing these young guys in. No, you can't do that. They're like, yeah, you want to come through and play Fortnite or something like that? I don't actually. No, I don't. So I mean, we figured it out. I mean, and I'm speaking off of last year. A lot of the young guys here, sometimes I go, or they come through my room, or we'll go in, whatever in the lobby, and we'll talk. I'm like, let's put the game down. Let's just talk, our profession, our business, and we have a lot of conversation. And it's mostly started by the young guys, just whatever. I look at, sorry, I keep hitting that. I look at like NBA TV they were showing today, classics games, and I was telling Justin, I said, look at all the guys on here. I said, there's 2 guys on the screen right now that I did not play with or against, and it was like Patrick Ewing, Olajuwon, Mason, like we were talking about this era. So, we talk about that era and what it was like, and the mentality, how was I able to survive in those leagues, and just like I say, they're just giving them knowledge, and now you can kind of branch out and figure out, okay, me, Trey Young, how can I, off the information he's giving me, how can I kind of better myself and move forward and be the star that I want to be John Collins, so on and so forth. And that's what I want to be, an extension of the coaching staff and just a kind of a mentor.
At what point did it hit you, some of the conversations you used to have in Toronto with Kevin Willis, and he was the elder guy in your locker room?
I feel bad.
And now you're going to see him all the time.
I feel bad, actually, because I used to make fun of him. Like, man, old guy, man, he used to, but he used to just give me knowledge. Well, us, because T-Mac and I, and then now to have, and I still bounce ideas off him because I'm now in his position, and they call him the old guy, and Unc, and this, that, and the fourth. I'm like, man, I'm cool with it now. I get it. I mean, I know every year that I stick around, it gets, after a while, somebody's gonna call me dad. That I can't handle. I'm cool with being your uncle. I don't want to be your dad.
Well, this is Tracy's last stop too, was Atlanta.
Yeah. But I talk with Kevin. I talk with Charles Oakley a lot. I have a lot of conversations with Dominique. During the finals, we sat and there was pictures of Dominique and I, as well as Mitchell from Utah, just talking. I mean, we're talking basketball, good conversation, just talking about just the history of the game, and I enjoy that because I'm a historian. I've played against a lot of them. I've been around a lot of history, and I've always said about to young guys about that is like, I don't care if you don't learn about the history of the NBA game, but learn about the history of your city that you play for. All of the historians and the great moments and the bad and the painful moments of the city that you play in. I think you appreciate when you put that uniform on, whether you're winning or losing, because it's an opportunity, and you're now a part of history for a generation or two to come. So that's all I say. Like, look, just learn your city, learn something, a few things about your city, and that's how I think you bring not only the media but the fans and the community in, because of your knowledge, or the you know, 2 or 3 things that's what people are like. Man, he took the time to learn about us. You know, and that's just what, I think that's what young guys should do.
Vince, what do you say to fans who personally feel like that, you know, maybe a lot of players don't want to come here to play in Atlanta, or a certain caliber of types of players don't want to come here? What do you just initially say to those fans in response to those who feel like that?
It's fair. It's fair. I mean, but, you know, it's the organization. You also have to give the organization the opportunity to bring in the quality and to build up to what in our minds as fans what we want. You know, there again, we're coming from, as people, we want what we want right now. I said it, I'll say it again, and you know, I think everybody can relate to that. And you know, I'm just glad here to come to be here to build that block again, to get to where it used to be, when Atlanta used to be the highlight factory and making it to the playoffs. And I mean, you know, I was a part of that. I played there, you know, and I played against those guys. I played against Steve Smith when he was an Atlanta Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around, you know, so I know what it takes, and I know what it was like. And the word patience sometimes, like, I hear you, patience, and then we go home, it's like, man, nah, man. You know, you see the team lose and not win, like, here we go again. But you have to look at the potential. You have to look at what they're trying to accomplish, and it's a step in the right direction. I think that's something fans can be proud about. When you're seeing your team taking a step in the right direction, obviously, like I said, we want it now. And we see all the teams, I'm like, oh man. Or you see your rival team, like, man, they're so much better than us. But if you're taking a step in the right direction, it's positive. You see your organization taking a step backwards, then you have a right to be upset. You have a right to have to voice your opinions and your feelings. So I think it's a step in the right direction for a lot of reasons. I mean, look at the facility, wonderful facility. Like I said, the upgrade in the arena. You know, trying to get the right pieces in here, and it's gonna happen. It's sports, man. It's an up and down thing. I mean, you can look at it like all the fans, like, man, I remember when we were, and then look at us now. It's just the way it goes. But there's a lot of organizations that are saying that. Not some that are consistent, but the majority of the organizations, like it's funny to seeing the teams that are good now, like when I first started, they weren't good. You know what I'm saying? So you come to Atlanta, you know, coaches would say, hey, don't let the nightlife get you, because the nighttime game that you have to get your job can get you too. You know, and that's what it used to be, and it can be that way again.
Vince, do you pay attention much to what's going on in the WNBA? Of course, our Atlanta Dream right now, with the 2 seed, they're looking good to possibly make the WNBA finals, but they'll play in the semifinals this upcoming Sunday against the Washington Mystics. What are your thoughts on what the Dream have done this season, and any chance we might see you courtside checking the ladies out?
Shoot, I'm still gotta get a house to live in, but no, but yeah, I mean, it's the WNBA. I watch all sports. I watch, you know, I have a daughter, so you know, she's somewhat into basketball, and you know, she watches it, and it's just the game in general. And there again, that just adds to the makeup of what this city is becoming, not even just sports-wise, musically. And you know, I encourage, and I say it here, I encourage all of the music celebrities to come out and support the team, because you know what, you're showing the positivity, showing the forward movement of what can happen here in this organization. And the same thing with, you know, now the Dream are doing such great things, and they have an opportunity, and that's great for what is to come here in Atlanta with their success. So yeah, it's just wonderful.
Speaking on the music scene that's jumping off here, are there any celebrities that you hope to see sitting on the courtside this upcoming season?
Everybody, at some point, you know what I mean, because they're showing the support. Now, you live here, and I don't care if you're not from here, but if you live here, come support it. I mean, because what it does for the fans, like, you know, when even if the team's not up to par to what the standards that everybody wants, but you can say, hey, I see 2 Chainz, he's here. I know he's here a lot, you know, obviously. So I use him for example. Hey, I see 2 Chainz here supporting the team, so I should too. I see Bow Wow. I see all these guys. Like, these some of the people I can name because I know them. And believe me, if they're not here, they're gonna hear from me. You know what I'm saying? So I know Dream comes out a lot. I see Jeezy a couple times. So like some of these people, you know, they come to support. That's just a good look. And I like to see that with, regardless of the record of the team, it's the support from the stars and the celebrities of the city that come out and support. Now it's no excuse for the fans. It's no excuse.
Thank you.